Let's take a look at the intro to Slave to the Grind by Skid Row. Guitar 1 goes like this. For this track, you're going to have to drop your low E string down to D, but everything else is in standard tuning. Starts off with 2 bars of an open D power chord. That's just the open D, A, and D string. Then you're going to put your middle finger on the 3rd fret on the low D, A, and D string. So it's a power chord there for 1 bar. Then you're going to go to a C5 power chord on the A string, 3rd fret A, 5th fret on the D. Then you're going to move that up 2 frets to a D power chord. So that's the A string, 5th fret power chord there. So far you should have Then we have that little movement there that I just played at the end, which is 2 to 3 on the low D, A, and D string. Then you go to the C power chord on the 3rd fret A. And then we're going to build on the 5th fret low D string. That builds up and takes us into the verse riff, or the main riff. Now, there's 2 guitars in this intro. Another way of playing it is by going back and forth between this open low D string being chugged open. So we might have this. So all you're doing there is joining in with the power chords on the stabs, and then any time in between, just doing a low palm muted open D. So that's all the parts you need to play the intro to Slave to the Grind. Now we're going to take a look at the main riff, the verse riff for Slave to the Grind. It goes like this. So this riff is based around sliding 2 power chords, 2nd fret on the low D, A, and D string, sliding up to the 3rd fret. So we have, and then you play 1 palm muted, followed by 3 palm muted, like that. So you have, that's the kind of theme. We do that with alternate. And making sure you're getting a bit of the open A and D string in the open chugs as well. So you do that 3 times, and then that's followed by, so you have open, 5, again on 5, so then you slide down 3, 2, open on the low power chords. Like that. Let's try that all the way through slowly so far. Then you repeat. Then we have this fill. So this is open 3-5 on the low D, then open 3-5 on the A string, and vibrato on the 5th fret A string for clarity. And that basically loops around every time the verse comes around. So I'll play it from the top. Now we're going to take a look at the pre-chorus for Slave to the Grind, and it goes like this. So we have these stabs and some space in between them. We have a C5 down to a B flat 5 back to a C5 power chord on the A string. So that's the third, it's the first to the third again. Like that. And then we have this power chord. So that's the 5th fret, low D, A and D, down to the 3rd, back to the 5th. So far I should have. Then back to the C to B flat power chords. So far I should have. And to finish off with, we have. So we have 3, 5, 3 on the low 3 strings. Then we have a sort of palm muted, strum. And then you have. So that's 3, 2, 3. So that ending bit, then that goes into the chorus. Let me play that pre-chorus section all the way through from the top one more time. Let's now take a look at the chorus section for Slave to the Grind. It goes like this. So the basic idea of this chorus is following this bass line which goes like that. And you could get away with playing that open, 3rd fret and 5th fret, and then back down. However, if you listen carefully, there's some details in the chords that have been played. There's quite a lot of distortion on the guitars, so it's quite hard to make it out super clearly. But this sounds much more akin to the original when you play it like this. So you play the open D, A and D first of all. Then the second power chord you play, instead of playing, we actually play it an octave above. So that's the 3rd fret on the D and the 5th fret on the G. And then we do an inversion of the G power chord. So we actually end up with this major 3rd here. So it's the 5th fret on the A and the D string and the 4th fret on the G. So we have. And then we do the riff reverse. So this is the power chords 5, 3, open. Little slide into that 5 if you can. And then we have a fill. So that's the 3rd fret, pull off twice on the D string. Then the same on the A. So far I should have. The riff repeats all the way through, and then on the second time there's a different fill at the end, which is simply that. Open D, then a hammer on to 3 and 5 on the low D, and then a C5 power chord at the 3rd fret A string. So put those parts together. Let's take a look at the bridge section before the guitar solo, which happens later on in the song. Quite straightforward, it goes like this. So we have the 3rd fret, low D, A and D power chord. And then we have a C5 power chord on the 3rd fret A string. Then the 5th fret G power chord on the low D, A and D string. And then you do a D power chord on the A string, 5th fret. That's the basic idea. That repeats twice. Now before, on the 2nd repeat, you go to the D5 power chord, we actually move up to the 7th fret and we play this rhythm. So that's the 7th fret by itself on the low D, and the rhythm is... Okay, so we break that into... It's a bit slower so you can get it. And at speed, and then we're into the solo. So that's the bridge section to Slave to the Grind.